Hi, welcome to a video part 2 of my flea market finds for Sunday, September 29th, 2024. This is why I had to cut it in the second part, because the next purchase I made, if you remember, if you've seen the video for the previous day, I had gotten an album of 78s, 12 78s for $5. And I realized last night when I looked at my album of 78s that these albums are more practical than I wanted to admit, although you have to be careful when you turn the pages not to break the records inside. But I remember, of course nobody was interested in these old things. I mean, the only 78s that really sell well are doo-wop and rock and roll and some rare French-Canadian stuff like La Bolduc or Félix Leclerc, stuff like that. So I look at them. If it's my nice seller that knows me so nice, and I look at them as how much, like in a tone where it should have been implied it was supposed to be 15. So look at me and $10. So I got all of these 78s for $10. I have no idea yet which. I don't remember. I mean, I've seen them yesterday, but I don't remember what's inside. We'll look at them together. And it's mostly for the albums. The records are a bonus. Because $3.33, and they all contain, although this one looks smaller, it actually also contains 12 records. We'll start with, doesn't matter which one. This one, this first album. Okay. Like I said, I started using a tripod when I manipulate 78s. Okay, let's see. Oh, and forgot to do, you have to make them roll to the outer part of the sleeve, so you're sure to break them when you turn the pages. So let's see what we have. Oh yeah, that's not going to be practical. Let's pull them out as I turn the page. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, let's get comfortable here. And let's put something on the floor that's rigid, so when I pick the records up I won't break them. I forgot to plan that. Let's use this crappy record here, the best of Rudy Valley. There we go. So what do we have here? The Song Spinners on number 10116. I do know that because being an Andrew Sisters collector, I do know that this is a Canadian number. The US number is in parentheses 180. Oh, God, that's so small. 554. Stalin wasn't Stalin. A modern spiritual. No idea. I haven't played these at all. I didn't have time. Watch out, love is going to be rationed. Okay. What do we have? Oh, that's a 40s red label. Columbia doesn't look too. Yeah, it's rarely a good one. It's usually big band and stuff. What do we have? Buddy Clark, Out of Love. You have to remember to look at the camera one more time. Okay, let's put that one underneath the pile. The Columbia ones made by Spartan in Canada are more sturdy. Here we have, whoops, let's start with the A side. Ted Black and his orchestra, Without That Certain Thing, and, whoops, I knew you when, okay. This one is a, oh, that looks like an acoustic record. Ugh. Oh boy. Berliner Gramophone Limited, Montreal. Okay, yeah, those I'm not crazy about. I'm probably not going to keep that. Arthur Pryor's band, with Sword and Lance March, number 16397. It's on the other side. I keep hitting the Monastery Bells Willie with chimes. Okay, it's too bad it's clean, but not my cup of tea. Columbia, George Morgan, Be Sure You Know, Whistle My Love. It's so clean. It must be so boring that even the previous owner didn't play that much. Here we have on Bluebird again, the Little Ramblers, a little bit independent, and With All My Heart. This is on Columbia Masterworks. Eddie Albert, Mary McCarthy, Little Fish in a Big Pond from Miss Liberty by composed by Irving Berlin. I'm tired, that's why my English drops really badly. The Policeman's Ball, again Mary McCarthy and chorus this time. Oh, not the same. Okay, an Old Velvet Tone. Top one yesterday. Oh, that looks like, I don't know if that's electrically recorded or acoustic, no idea. Anything to Hold You Baby by Tony Morton's orchestra featuring original Indiana 5. Again, pretty clean. Birmingham Bertha from On With The Show, same band. And here we have Mac Rogers and his orchestra, In the Shade of the Old Apple Tree. Casaloma Stomp. Oh, that should be good. Yeah, can't wait to play these things. Yeah, I'm glad that's the one that's cheap at 2 places, because it looks acoustic. Paul Whiteman and his orchestra. Oh, by the number I can tell this is just before they switched to electrically recorded records. 19299, Berliner Gramophone Company unit in Montreal. Paul Whiteman and his orchestra, which I kind of like for this period. What'll I do? Que faire? They would write the French title. Lazy Foxtrot Paris. So that's end of album 1. I didn't count the records. Doesn't matter, I bought a lot. So here we have an early second album. We have, unless I make 3 stacks, should I make 3 stacks? Dick Powell, 1149. This Year's Kisses from On the Avenue by Berlin. I've Got My Love to Keep Me Warm, and I always think of Foghorn Leghorn, who's the short lady chicken, to have a comfortable house not a house, but a place to live, to stay when winter arrives. I think it's from the 50s. Anyway, so at the end it ends because he's all like hurt because of the accident he had because of the kid. I have my bandages to keep me warm. Anyway, what am I rambling about? I'm stretching the length of the video for nothing. I need to have a filter on my mouth. Oh, a good old VE, which I collect. What is this one? You Are Meant For Me, Charles King, from Broadway Melody, and Love Boat. Oh, that's why I wasn't too keen on that one yesterday. It sounds like a wooing love songs type of. I was going to use another word. Again, not scratched up at all. Harry James. Oh, I have tons of these. When I started buying 78s, I got way too much 1940s big band junk on 78. It's So Peaceful in the Country by Harry James, and this side is Yes Indeed, a jive spiritual. Not bad music, but it's just you evolve to other things really fast. Kay Kaiser and his orchestra, Get Me One of Those. Melvin, spelled Melvin, the Goat Boy. What the heck? Oh my god. Ugh. I had once in the 80s a stack of old scratchy MGM 78s with Harry Harlick with waltzes and stuff like that. So Harry Harlick and his orchestra, 2 Hearts in 3/4 Time. It's from an incomplete album here, album 54, 10 sides, 2. Don't Ask Me Why from The Song Is Over. You can see some little cracks when you would hit the record, the turntable spindle. It would sometimes crack the record from the center. That's how fragile shellac is. Oh no! Ugh. Swing and Sway with Sammy Cable. Always waltz. Not that I don't want to insult anyone watching who likes the band, but that's not my cup of tea. Don't Fence Me In. What is that? Oh, I heard it. Okay, Don't Fence Me In, which I have by the Andrews Sisters and Bing Crosby. So any other version, no interest for that. Oops, an acoustic record. A Hunting Scene by Arthur Pryor's Band, 19118, a Bien Berliner Gramophone Company Limited, Montreal. For those who don't know already, my dad grew up right across the street from the RCA factory in Montreal. On Lachine Street he lived. So that's pretty cool. The Mill and the Forest. Okay. This is cool because this is a US pressing and a cool label. I don't have tons of records on that label. I might have some Andrews Sisters, but not many on that US pressing. And like I said, I'm not keen. The shellac is a little bit more sturdy than the very brittle Compo company shellac, but sometimes there's more noise on the surface. Anyway, Justin Ring and his orchestra, The Garden of Roses, and this side is Smiles. A VE, I like to call them VEs. I have this one already, and mine is probably cleaner than this. This is beat up. This is 1925. I love this song. This is Paul Whiteman and his orchestra, number 19690. So that's in the first batch of VEs. Ukulele Lady, I love this one. Pal of My Cradle Days. I remember this song opens my first reel-to-reel tape when I put them all in order. That's how I know it's really probably 1925. This is really corny. Oh, sorry, this side is much better. Ukulele Lady is really good. I really love it. And oh crap, okay, this is going in the trash. I'll have to make sure that the broken piece is not in there. No, okay. Garbage. Let's look at it and see what I lost. In quotation mark. A Bluebird. You see, till recently, all the Bluebirds I had were this boring label. I didn't have the beige label. I have more and more of them now. Okay, Shepfields and his new music, It's You Again. I will play, of course, 2 clears. I have to play the rest to see what a City Called Heaven. So that was the end of that album. And this one, oh, I already see something that I won't keep. Somebody wrote 78 speed, like they have to remember this. This is funny, sorry. Oh, because the spine is, the length of the album is much shorter, I have to be extra careful with the spine. But it doesn't matter, I pull them out. What am I doing? This I don't keep. I don't want any classical red label ones. I think I'm not even going to bother reading these, okay? Lily Pond, Soprano, Chanson de Marie-Antoinette, Les Papillons, 2 songs. This side is Pastoral, Bird Song. You Are My Sunshine by Wayne King, Wayne King and his orchestra. Vocal refrain by Trio and Wayne King. This side, this is the A side. Maria Elena Waltz. It's an old song. I heard a version on the radio when I was a kid in the 70s. This is Electrical Process Columbia. This is a US pressing. Sorry about that again. I hope I didn't screw up too often on the label. I keep Old Man River from Showboat. And this is Can't Help Loving That Man from Showboat. Wow! That's interesting. Look at who sings this thing. Aunt Jemima. Isn't that funny? Aunt Jemima? Whoa. Okay. I thought she was just a character, like, well, you know, the maple syrup and everything, the waffles and that's interesting. Aunt Jemima. Wow. Okay. It's just the surprise. Okay. The surprise effect I just had there, I had it this morning with a record that you will see a little bit further in the video. Oh, this is probably classical. Made in England, London. Don't know if I can. Yeah. The new Promenade Orchestra, conductor Roy Robertson, Bells Across the Meadow. And this is the Sacred Hour, Reverie. Some like, yeah, I don't know if there were 12 records in each, maybe less. Moonlights and Shadows by Anson Weeks and his orchestra. Chorus Frankie Saputo. Number 1134, another early Decca. Man, I wish they could have. Why? Well, yeah. The seller said he's going to bring more next week. Man, I'd love to find one that's full of Andrew's Sisters with that label there. I don't have enough early Andrew's. Oh, I would be so happy to find some late 30s Andrew's Sisters I'm still missing. How Could You from San Quentin. Same band? Yeah, same band. I won't repeat it. We're almost done with this boring album. The good stuff is coming up. Stick around. Primo Scala and his banjo and his accordion band with their keynotes. The Village Band, made in England. Swinging Down the Lane. A VE, but it's one that I have. Mine is cleaner than that. Aha Foxtrot, I think it's also from 9666, so that's probably from 1925. Oh my goodness, that has played. Aha Foxtrot by Paul Whiteman and his orchestra. Just a little drink on this side. Petit coup in French and French. Okay, and look. This is Ouvre ton cœur or in our sax soprano. Bleh. I will still check it. Off their Kerms. This is the last one. Oh, no, there's another one after that. The good old VE. Let's see what we have. The Wedding of the Painted Doll from the motion picture Broadway Melody. Victor Salon Orchestra. Oh, Nutshell Trip. Yeah, I did a lot of acoustic 78s before that. Pagan Love Song. Yeah, that's probably very interesting. And I read one to finish off. The Nadoki by Kay Kaiser. And there'll be Bluebirds over the White Cliffs of Dover. So that ends. I'll have fun playing then, but I think that even just these three things for $10 is still good. I decided to keep my precious ones in those things instead of putting them in sleeves, or sometimes not even in sleeves, and stacked up in milk crates, which is convenient in terms of space, but when you want a record you have to keep manipulating everything. Next! Everything since the beginning of the video cost me only $10. Okay, next! Yes. A box that looked like crap, that my friend with me didn't bother too much looking into, but there were some sleeveless, what I thought, well, some 78s, some broken ones, and some 12-inch 78s, and I was talking to him about how red label 12-inch 78s are worthless, but I got one. I got one 78 here, 12-inch, although I didn't read the label properly, but I'll see. I haven't played it yet. Two very exciting 78s I can't wait to show you, and one 45 that I need to clean because I think I don't have it. Et en français c'est Eric, L'Oiseau Blanc et Le Roi des Rêveurs. I'm almost sure I don't have this, but I'm wondering if I have the songs on an LP. I didn't see that. Anyway, this is just like this 12-inch I got because I read this side first, and it said Creole Love Call by Duke Ellington and the famous orchestra. Then I flip and I see St. Louis Blues. So, oh, that could be good. I see here, unfortunately, a start of a crack, but I don't know. I've added it. What I didn't read all the way through is this side has Bing Crosby. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I didn't read there was song by Big. It doesn't matter, okay? Because look at the next two records I got. Man, my poker face worked hard to not get too excited. Although I haven't checked if they play well. They seem to have played a lot. On Brunswick, Canadian pressing, Cab Calloway and his orchestra. Minnie the Moocher's Wedding Day, and this side is Angeline. I was very excited too because I don't think I have any Cab Calloway 78s. This is the Scat Song, and again by Cab Calloway and his orchestra, and There's a Cabin in the Cotton. So those two I was very excited to get, so I got those two plus this 45 and this 12-inch for $5. I didn't negotiate, so I gave her $5. I was just so stoked. I waited to be far enough from the table to explain to my friend what I just found, and I made him he was excited for me to see that it was Cab Calloway. I even tried, we tried to show them to another table, another nice seller. He had no clue. But then they might be worthless, I don't know. And I don't know how well they play, but I'm just excited to get these Cab Calloway. They kept getting better, but the jackpot is not... I think it's the next one, the jackpot. Yes. We walked around, we talked and stuff. We finished an aisle, and when we finished the last aisle, we had to check. We were at the other end, so we had to go back to our cars using a lane we just visited. So we had to turn left or right. We chose right. So going back like this to the other lane, I saw through my eye that the seller, pointing that way with his kiosk and his table under a tent, he had a tent over his kiosk, had another table with a box facing on his way, but I could, because I was walking that way, I saw a Beatle record. So I walked back to, hey, so I gotta check those records, and I wonder if they're for sale. They weren't with the other records. So I walked back, the seller shows up, and we start talking. He said these are a box of records that some rare stuff that he got earlier this morning. I go through them, yeah, cool stuff. Then I see, well, of course it was the Beatles I saw, and he said the Beatles, well, if you're interested, you can have them. So I decided to pick them, and this is the one that was in front on this box. Now, I'm not a specialist on US pressings. This is a US pressing, and yeah, it's the original label. However, it might not be a very, very first pressing. I don't give a crap. I mean, it's this label, you know, and no scratches at all. And the early Beatles 65, US pressing, rainbow label, shrink wrap around the label. I've checked, no scratches. Something new, the Beatles, original again. I won't pull them out, but I can if you want. I have to check if it's in the first pressing, or if it's from the 60s, I'm happy, even if it's not very, very, very first pressing. And then I couldn't believe the next one. The next one is actually a Canadian pressing. It was further in the box. I was so excited. Oh my god. Yoink. A mono first pressing Sgt. Pepper's. When I saw no ugly yellow bar stereo, I couldn't believe it. Yes, an MAS 2653. Well, it doesn't say MAS there, but I know it's MAS. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It doesn't have the sheet inside with the characters and the cutouts and stuff. Doesn't matter. But it's first pressing. Look at this.